Today we're going to be checking out a freeze-dried food product by the Bla Band company, a Nordic food favorite. This is wilderness stew with rice. That's an outdoor meal. All the text on this meal is very conveniently in a few different languages, including English. It's rice, vegetable fat, potato, glucose syrup, beef, green beans, modified potato starch, cream powder, mushrooms, salt, maltodextrin, yeast extract, onion. The coolest ingredient in this menu is the reindeer meat. Now, there's not very much of it. It's 0.7% reindeer meat. I find that super cool. I've never had anything with reindeer in it before. The nutrition facts are also in several different languages. They have a couple different values on here. This one is going to be if you do not consume the entire package, and then the one on the right-hand side would be if you consume the entire package. Looks like it's 83 grams of carbs, which is pretty substantial. 18 grams of protein, 650 kcal, which seems like a lot to me. The instructions on this seem fairly straightforward. Open it up, pour in the water. They have it in deciliters. I believe that's 3.5 deciliters is what it's calling for. Stir it and wait 10 minutes. Simple stuff. To the best of my knowledge, this Blå Band company is sort of multinational. They definitely have ties to both Finland and Sweden. If we look on the little information label down here, it shows marketed by Continental Foods Sweden, and then out beside that is Continental Foods Finland. The website is a Finnish website. That is blåband.fi. I'm really not sure if they're Finnish or Swedish, and this is sort of just a solo item meant for outdoor activities, backpacking, camping, that sort of thing. It has a very nice gusted pouch that opens up quite wide at the bottom. Let's go ahead and rip the top open and see what our internal contents look like. It's a pretty thick Mylar bag. Seems nice and durable. There's a lot of some kind of powdered substance in this. There's several different fill lines in there. Smells a little weird. Has sort of a beef jerky smell to it. Let's taste of a little piece of this meat. I believe this is a chunk of beef. Very crunchy, as you would expect with a freeze-dried item. Pretty tasty though. And it has little bits of rice. Those are actually freeze-dried rice. They're not dehydrated. I can taste the onion powder in that for sure. There's little flakes of spices and whatnot, but the main two components look like your beef chunks and the rice. To go along with that, we're going to be preparing a hot chocolate drink mix from a British ORP. This is the mint flavored hot chocolate. Figured that would be a nice item to accompany my Finnish-Swedish outdoor meal. Let's go ahead and add our water to this. I have measured out 350 milliliters of water that was just boiling. And I'll give that a quick stir. Hopefully that wasn't too much water. I did go by the directions. Usually with freeze-dried meals, I err on the side of caution and add less water than it calls for, because in most cases, you end up having soup, but we'll give this the benefit of the doubt and see if it rehydrates into sort of a ricey type dish. As soon as the water hit that, it started emitting this very savory smell, predominantly of onion. Seal this up. With that big old gusset on the bottom, there's no way this is gonna fall over. We'll set that aside for 10 minutes. This hot chocolate calls for 500 milliliters of water, but I think that's a little bit much, so we're only gonna prepare it in 300 milliliters. Mint chocolate is a flavor that I'm sort of iffy with. I like mint chocolate chip ice cream, but other than that, I'm not a huge mint chocolate fan. And that's exactly what this smells like. Straight up mint chocolate. Add that to our glass. A lot of powder in that bag. Hopefully it's not too strong. That's looking very nice. Let's go ahead and taste that. It's got a nice creaminess. I'm not picking up much of a chocolate flavor. It's mostly mint flavor. That's quite nice though. It's better than I thought it would be. It's pretty chilly outside today, so this is actually very nice. That'll definitely warm you up on a cold night. Pretty tasty drink. Let's take a look at this and see how it's progressing. Oh, that looks good. It is fairly thick looking. The rice is plumping up nice. It's in a very rich looking sauce. I think that's about rehydrated. I figured the perfect vessel to eat this out of, since we're having such an international lunch, would be my Dutch military mess tin. Just pour this out right into our mess tin. It's a very large serving, it looks like. I left a little bit in the pouch, but I got the majority of it out. I'll go back and pick that out later. I would say that's a pretty sizable portion. Definitely has some heft to it. Let's take a good close look at this and see what we can see. So it has some green things in it. I'm gonna guess that that is green bean, also some parsley flake. Get a nice whiff of it. It just has a very intense savory smell. You can tell that it has a lot of onion in it, onion powder. It has a very creamy sauce. Everything's pretty small grain. There's not many large components in this other than the beef chunks, and they're quite small as well. Let's just go ahead and give it a taste. Get a nice big spoonful on our MRE spoon. Up close look at it. Let's taste that. That is very tasty. Get another bite. I didn't let it rehydrate as long as I probably should have. The rice has just a little bit of crunch to it, but that doesn't take away from this flavor at all. This is great. It's very hearty. If you were in the Nordic outdoors and you're cold after a long hike and you're eating this on the trail, you would be absolutely loving it. You can definitely taste the onion. It has a very slight rosemary taste to it. Just that little crunch left in the rice is actually pretty good. Gives it a little bite instead of just being so mushy. That one had a nice big bite of rehydrated beef. I don't think there's any way that I'm going to be able to pinpoint reindeer in this. It was such a small amount to begin with. Less than 1% of the total meal was reindeer in the first place. But just knowing that it has reindeer in it is pretty cool in my book. I have now eaten reindeer. This is super tasty. This is at least as good, if not better, than anything I've had from Mountain House. In sheer quality of the meal, I would say it's up there with the Norwegian real meals. It's put together with thought. I'm gonna eat the rest of that in a minute. Let's go ahead and wash that down with another drink of our hot chocolate here. That's sort of a weird combination. This super savory mixed with that mint chocolate. A little odd, but not bad. These meals are fairly reasonably priced. I think they range for about $7 to $9, which I say is really good for a freeze-dried meal like this. Even here in the US, Mountain House entrees are about that much. So you're getting something from overseas that's dang good for a comparable price. Definitely worth trying out if you're curious. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This has been Ration Rewind, the series in which I'm reposting my old ration reviews from my first YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up to help it out with that Google algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to catch all of my future ration content. This is the one-stop shop for MRE related content. Old and new, foreign and domestic, military and commercial. We do it all here on Readiness Rations. Be sure to drop me a comment and check out my social links down in the description of this video. And I will be back with a new video for you guys next week. Until then, I will catch you in the next video. See you then. Peace.